Why so serious?
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
We have a hope.
Show me your moves.
I'm Groot.
What's that flashing? We're losing our deflector shield. Don't trap yourselves in. I'm going to make the jump to light speed.
Go!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The Random Fandom Show, episode 10. We're back. It's been a while.
Yay!
I'm your host, Matt Muich, and I am joined by
Josh Muich.
And joining us via Skype is Nick Vittorio.
Oh, hello!
And as well as our sound guy, who is no longer our sound guy, but one of our guests again, Adam Altov.
Hair.
And our very special guest, joining us live, is Alex Knutson. Welcome, Alex.
Hiya. What's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey!
So, we know it's been a while. Things got kind of crazy around finals week for us, and then it's now the summer, and we're all over the place. So, some of us are in Duluth, some of us are in Minneapolis, some of us are... That's...
Wherever
One of two.
Adam is.
Adam, where are you?
I'm in my room right now.
Oh, okay, cool. So Adam's in a room.
The room?
It doesn't say that, but it's brown walls, so.
Cool.
All right. But yeah, so now we're finally getting back to podcasting, and hope you enjoy the episode.
Wow.
So, some news as we keep going with our format. Some news currently. We missed a lot of news. Sorry, guys, but we're not going to go through all of it because that would be like 5 episodes on its own. So, news this week. Josh.
Alright, we'll start out with the new Smash characters and stages. So Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, this weekend got released 3 more characters. Everybody knew about Lucas, who's an Earthbound character, basically like Ness, but he finally got released on the 14th. And then also, additionally, we had Roy from Fire Emblem, basically Marth, but red and with fire. And then the biggest one was Ryu from Street Fighter. And I know a lot of people were really pumped because he's like, when you think fighting game, you think Ryu and Street Fighter, basically. So everyone was really excited about him and all the new characters. And then they also brought back an old stage that everyone loved.
Which was
it?
That was Dreamland.
Right.
Wait, did Miiverse come out as well?
Yep.
Oh yeah, they finally came out with Miiverse, so you can see people's dirty posts that they draw on their gamepads or whatever. It's basically Battlefield.
I did not need to know that that's what you were doing with your time.
That's not what we do.
Wait.
That's what other people do.
That's what other people do. We don't waste our time.
Oh.
So they basically like cheer you on. Like you can say like "Go Mewtwo" or something like that.
They moderate it pretty well from just the regular.
I saw Mewtwo holding up his middle finger one time. I mean, but there's only 3 fingers.
Dude. Sweet dude choice. Well, wait, is Roy literally a Marth clone? I haven't played him yet.
He feels so much different. I mean, like he's obviously like Melee Roy, but like good.
Okay, good.
So he
feels very
he is
same.
kind of a Marth clone, but he's different in some ways. One neat thing to point out about Ryu though is that for anybody who's actually played Street Fighter, he has like the original button inputs for some of his
like
attacks.
the quarter turn things. Like they do the regular button B inputs, but they also do the more advanced button commands from Street Fighter that you get like more power, more distance when you do them. It's really cool. See, I think that's all I have. Oh, I guess Ryu came out with a new stage that looks like it's pretty good for multiplayer. Yeah.
Yay!
So there's a Street Fighter stage in there too?
Yeah.
You're saying?
Is it in the street?
Yeah. Like half of it's like a walk off. The other half is like some platforms and the death zone. Like open. Yeah, it looks actually really good. Pretty balanced.
Do you remember how much this all costs? I feel like I should go just get it.
Okay, everything together is about $20.
Nope.
Yeah.
It was totally worth.
Well, I've been playing Smash a lot, so I feel like I should go get it.
I guess I also bought Mewtwo, so it's more like $15.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on, that was the next topic.
E3 is happening right now, and it is day 3. We haven't really looked at anything from today, but the past 2 days have been very eventful for video gaming.
Oh, one thing I need to mention is there's a new Zelda game. It's like Triforce. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I can't remember the name. It's something to do with 3 people. Zelda.
3 Musketeers.
I don't know, but it's basically problem solving Zelda with 3 people. It actually looks really fun.
Like a puzzle game?
Yeah, I mean it's not just puzzle. It's just like regular top-down Zelda, like A Link to the Past.
It's this, right? Triforce Heroes?
Triforce Heroes. That's it.
Are you guys gonna get that Splatoon game?
I think I will eventually.
You should.
Once I probably when college starts or something.
I see myself getting that at Christmas, if I'm going to be honest.
That's awesome.
It looks so fun.
Yeah. I mean, just for those who haven't heard of Splatoon, it's Nintendo's first-person shooter, but instead of bullets, it's ink.
Bring Squid Kids to Smash.
They have costumes
for the Mii's.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
They look creepy, but I mean they're there.
Adam, what news have you heard from E3?
Just the big Xbox One backward compatibility.
Oh, that's big. That's actually really cool.
I watched the whole first day yesterday on YouTube, but I mean a lot of the games there are a lot of like independent developers, which I'm not too keen on, but Gears looked pretty cool in that game called Recore. I've never.
Oh yeah, I saw the trailer for that. That looks so cool.
It looked pretty cool. So that's it.
It sucks that we're gonna have to wait like a year for that to come out.
Yeah, that's the way life is, bro.
Nick, did you hear anything that interested you?
No, not really. I haven't been playing video games ever since Adam left, so. Yeah, I'm anxiously. I mean, it might even still be out, or it might be out right now. But I want to play Arkham Knight. That's what I'm most excited for.
Hasn't come out yet, but
it's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yep.
I'm gonna need to get one of the new gen consoles for that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes me mad. Is I don't. I know it won't be worth it unless you play it on a next gen. Because I can't be like, oh, they should have put it on PS3, but it's like, nah. Give the next gen something pretty cool to look forward to. So, whenever I get that, I will play.
It won the award for most anticipated game, so.
Well, duh. It's Batman.
And Scarecrow's the main villain. It's amazing.
It is.
That's awesome. The one thing that I took from E3 was that, besides the other stuff that we've already talked about, they showed actual Battlefront footage for the
I'm
new
gonna
Star
have to
Wars
look that
Battlefront.
up.
It looks so cool.
Is it actual like gameplay?
Yeah, I mean they did edit it for some cinematic stuff, but no, they actually like show gameplay and it looks really cool.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna check that out because I've been waiting for another Battlefront game.
Right. So the thing with Battlefront is that there's like the big giant like 40 person multiplayer mode, which is what they show basically like the Battle of Hoth in the trailer. And then they also have like a survival mode where it's you can play with you and a friend and it's co-op split screen you can do, and it's like 15 waves of troops coming at you basically, and they get progressively harder, like any other survival game.
Right.
Except you get like pods get shot down, and then you can like use the different power ups.
Sounds like ODST.
A little bit, yeah. Other than that, they say that there's no real story mode as of yet, so that's kind of a bummer. But yeah,
just watch the movies.
And there's also a Battlefront book coming out in the fall too.
What?
Yeah, that's based
around
the canon of the game.
See, that's that just kind of reminds me of not Star Wars. Because it is Star Wars. Halo, just like how they work.
How the Halo books came out after the video games and stuff. Yeah, those are really cool.
Another E3 announcement was Final Fantasy VII HD remake is in the works.
Is that the good Final Fantasy?
That's the best.
That's the one that people like.
That's the one that everybody likes.
It's like the iconic one with Cloud and all that.
Okay. Cool.
Also, what I heard today in relation to that game is that the Cloud cross-dressing scene is still in it. So, hey!
Oh, man.
But also, on that regard, we saw footage from Kingdom Hearts 3, which I'm very excited for. It's been...
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's been a while.
It's been too
There's
long.
been a lot of, like, weird spin-off games.
That aren't worth... I mean, well, I guess I haven't played any of them, so I don't know.
They're not worth it.
But it's... God, how long has it freaking been? Like, almost 10 years? Since the second one?
Yeah.
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Crazy. There's a lot of new games coming out, and they all look super cool.
I just want to mention sequel to Stick of Truth is coming out.
Oh, yeah, South Park video game.
The name is... It's South Park name, yeah.
Should I say it?
I don't know. We can always edit it later.
So, South Park Fractured But Whole.
Very interesting name. Yeah, doesn't surprise me coming from South Park.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Their last game actually was apparently really good.
I loved it.
Stick of Truth.
I freaking played through that game so much.
Hey.
Alright.
Anything else? E3, anybody?
Mm-mm.
New Amiibos.
Oh yeah, I'm playing a new Amiibos.
Bowser Jr., my main.
They have Amiibos that are both Skylanders and Amiibos.
What?
Yeah.
What are they?
They're Bowser and Donkey Kong.
I had no idea.
I know, it's really weird.
Well, that's the news.
Oh.
Wait, no. Nick, what do you have? That's it for E3 news.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
Jeez. Go on.
Well, I have a few things in news. I don't have to go through all of them, but one of the bigger ones I was interested in was that John Bernthal was who you may know as Shane from The Walking Dead, has been cast as the Punisher for the Daredevil series in season 2.
I have to say,
which I am particularly excited for, just because he always carries a certain seriousness and always carries a certain dramatic weight with him, and I think that he'll be good. He wouldn't have been my first choice, but now that he is, I mean, I think it'll be pretty good. And seeing what they did with that show, why not? I'm interested to see what it is that they will do with him, if he will be cast more so as the villain side or the anti-hero, or team up with Daredevil, because knowing Punisher, he's going to be a little short-fused and gonna kill a lot of people. So.
I can see that as like with Wilson Fisk out of the picture a little bit for season 2, they might move away from that and just do sort of a Punisher versus Daredevil series, or for season 2, at least maybe for part of it, and then they might have to team up against Wilson Fisk at the end. I could see that happening.
Maybe. The only thing with that is the Punisher is exactly what his name is, which is the Punisher. He punishes people for crime, which Daredevil does. So I mean, I'm leaning more towards them maybe having them conflict with each other at first. I'm not sure if they've made Daredevil. I can't completely remember. I don't think he's really killed anyone yet, has he?
Yeah, he did.
Who?
He did.
The guy he's put on fire.
Yeah, that wasn't really him.
That wasn't him. He didn't kill him.
Well, I mean, but like
Nobu.
the closest thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but he didn't intentionally kill anybody.
Yeah. So, I mean, that could be a cool relationship if they have that work. Because the Punisher's just merciless. Like, it does not matter. You commit a crime, you're being punished, whatever he deems fit. And if that's death, then it's death. There's no trial.
You think the Punisher's gonna be rubbing his head a lot?
I see that you watch Screen Junkie.
I noticed it during the show too.
Yeah, he's probably. Why not?
Probably.
Other thing I is particularly interested in, which I'm also doing a video review for that I've been working on, along with multiple other things. So you can look forward to that. But there's rumors that are growing a little bit more stronger that Doomsday will be in Dawn of Justice, which has me very worried because I would like to see them focus more on the battle between Batman versus Superman and not... I mean, they're going to team up. You know it. I mean, it's the Dawn of Justice. So what I'm really hoping for... is that they set Doomsday up and save it for another movie, because he really should be the villain for the Justice League movies, to be honest, because if you know who Doomsday is, he's pretty much unstoppable. Like Superman, he took out the Justice League. Granted, it wasn't the full force of the Justice League. It was, weird superheroes like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle and stuff like that fighting against him. But, I mean, he dismantled them and practically killed them. And, I mean, he's famous for killing Superman. So, like I said, I just hope that they set him up and maybe save him for later. I mean, they always have him in the back pocket, because the thing with Doomsday is if you kill him, his genetic makeup, it doesn't really make sense, but whatever, it's cool. He will come back to life stronger and immune to whatever way he was killed. So you can always have him as a back pocket villain, I suppose, since he can come back to life. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I trust Zack Snyder and what he's doing, based off of what I saw in Man of Steel. But I would really like to see him either just set up in the end or saved completely for Justice League.
Yeah, I really hope that he's just a minor part. Just like an end credit scene kind of thing. I could, or just like little hints here and there. I don't want to see him just like full-fledged in the movie, because that would just take away from what the whole theme is right now.
That'd be too much.
Yeah, because if it's the Dawn of Justice, I think it would be fitting if they just like hinted at like, oh, this is our problem that we have at the end of the movie. Like, we'd have to figure out that, and then something to look forward to.
Well, I mean, the official synopsis of Batman vs. Superman was released, and they do hint towards, they have to overcome what they are, fighting against, whatever that may be. It's looking more and more like Batman is just not trusting what Superman is, since he's so powerful. But up until like the very last sentence of the synopsis, it was really cool. But I mean, the last little bit, like the greater danger looms or whatever. I have to look it up again. But I mean, it could just be, we don't know if it's Lex Luthor that's making Doomsday, or if it's just he's gonna come out of space like he did in the comics. But we'll see.
Has anyone read The Dark Knight Returns, which is like the comic it's based on?
Yep.
Yeah, Nick and I both have.
I'm just wondering. I really like that comic and the animated thing based on. I haven't kept up too much with this movie, but I'm wondering how close it's going to be.
So far, it looks like they're sticking pretty close.
Zack Snyder has said that it's heavily influenced by The Dark Knight Returns. So, and you got to keep in mind that this is not a sequel to Man of Steel. A lot of people
Oh, it
are like,
isn't.
well, what the heck?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not. A lot of people have been like, well, why the heck is Batman in a Man of Steel sequel? He's just going to steal all the screen time. But Henry Cavill has even mentioned this too. Like, this is not a sequel to Man of Steel. You know, this is Batman versus Superman. And I've seen a few things as far as John Schnepp from AMC has mentioned that he has read a little something out of the script, and he says it's very well done. It's very split as far as screen time. You know, you're going to see a lot of Batman, you're going to see a lot of Superman. So I'm excited for it. I still, again, I have complete confidence in Zack Snyder. I think he is a fan of comics, and I think that he will do it justice.
I would call myself cautiously optimistic about it.
Well, but you have to be with DC. But
I'd say
from what
same
I've
thing.
seen, it looks incredible. It looks so good. Particularly with like how much they're releasing from Suicide and what I've gotten to see of Batman, and I'm super pumped.
For Suicide Squad?
Yeah, well, no, for Batman versus Superman, Batman is making a cameo in that as well.
Yeah. I'm excited for that just because first Harley Quinn in a movie. That's exciting.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good. And David Ayer handles ensemble cast pretty well, so.
You mentioned Doomsday's genetic makeup. Does he have to get that done every morning, or?
Nope, just a one-time thing.
Okay.
Wait, what about if he dies? Wouldn't he have to reapply it?
I guess, yeah.
Is that everything that you have for news, Nick?
Sure.
I
I
don't
was going to talk a little bit about Jurassic World, but I'll save that for another time.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah. Okay. Since Alex is our guest, we had him pick the movie recommendation, Nostalgia Trip, and Faux Shows. So if he wants to take that away, go for it.
Okay. So as far as movie recommendation, I'm picking Super, which was this movie from 2010, directed by what was his name? I had the thing pulled up.
James Gunn.
James Gunn, the guy who did Guardians of the Galaxy. It's kind of as a general synopsis, it's very similar to Superbad in that it's kind of about real life consequences of someone trying to be a superhero and kind of bring in a really realistic fashion. But kind of unlike Superbad, this is kind of grittier, has more consequences, actually really depressing and messed up. It's funny because it's advertised as kind of a charming comedy about like a goofy, awkward guy trying to be a superhero, but it's really about his descent into madness and kind of his justification of what basically ends up being his brutal murder spree.
So this is more one of those artsy, like, what-if movies?
It is. It's a guy with like weird, messed up morals who believes that justice is black and white. There's a really great scene at the end of the movie where I'm not going to really spoil it, but he's done a lot of bad things, and someone says, like, you can't do this, and he just screams, like, you don't cut in line, you don't steal, you don't do bad things. And, like, he just, it's messed up. He totally loses his mind in this movie. It's great. It's excellent. Go see it.
This kind of, like, goes, like, I was saying in the previous podcast, how, like, one of the best superpowers of, like, all, especially DC characters, superheroes, is that they know what's right and wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like any other person, like, they don't have a perfect moral compass, but superheroes like always know what's right and wrong. And so like this movie's kind of like, what if a guy like has so much power and like abuses it, like not even like willfully, but just because he's mentally impaired, basically.
Yeah. Well, he just basically. He, like, thinks of himself as superhero. Like, he doesn't even have powers.
Yeah.
He just carries a wrench and hits people.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. You gotta see it. It's great.
Okay.
Okay.
I have not seen this film.
I don't think many people have.
No, I was really curious about it because I had heard that it was really strange and different than what you might expect. When you look at the marketing, it looks like it's almost like a charming comedy. I guess it's kind of funny, but I would call it dark.
You have to be in that mood, and not like, you have to make sure you come into it expecting strange and depressing.
Yeah, it can be kind of funny and like how pathetic it really is, but yeah, I found it I found it like just sitting on a shelf, so I like was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this movie. Wait, yeah, that's my movie recommendation.
Nice.
Awesome.
Have to check that out.
Any thoughts, Nick or Adam?
I usually don't think until 8 p.m.
All right.
We're getting there. Well, I mean, I'm interested as well. James Gunn has done a lot of good things as of late. Mainly, he's been known for writing a lot. So he did like Dawn of the Dead, and I think he actually directed and wrote Slither. So I mean, I would definitely expect that out of it. So I'll have to check it out. But
I didn't say the actors, but it's Rainn Wilson is the main character. Ellen Page is prominently in it,
really?
And Kevin Bacon's the villain. So
that's amazing. he does a good villain.
Yeah, he does.
He's pretty good in it.
He was really good in X-Men First Class as the villain.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
Full shows, right?
Are we doing full shows or the other one?
Wait.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever order you want to do it in.
Okay, let's do the nostalgia
trip.
Nostalgia trip. I was just gonna talk about like that like clip-on light you used to put on your Game Boy to see anything, but in general, just Game Boy and Game Boy accessories. Like I guess focus on like accessories, like maybe the like weird clip-on joystick thing.
Oh yeah.
Or any of that stuff.
The carrying case for the original Game Boy weighs like 25 pounds.
I think I saw this picture as like this Game Boy Advance with all the different accessories it could have at once, and it's just like, this isn't even my final form.
Oh yeah.
I think I know, actually, now that I think of it, the Game Boy Advance, I think I had a light for that too. Like it plugged into the top, the charging port or whatever. Yep. Pokemon late at night.
Has anyone ever escaped not breaking their battery cover and using tape to keep their batteries in?
I think ours doesn't have it, but I mean that hasn't gone through our entire childhood. I guess we got that
Every
from
single one. Yeah, you broke the cover.
I swear I never broke my cover. I am the one.
I take super good care of all my stuff, so.
Just you, Adam.
Yeah.
It's you and all the people you know.
I have 2 brothers, so that wouldn't.
That'll explain it.
That makes sense.
Does anyone remember? There used to be a thing. I think it was for Game Boy Advance. There was like a magnifying glass you clip on.
Yeah.
What?
It weighed down the front of your Game Boy so much. It was huge.
No, you can't see your screen properly.
It was ridiculous.
But it looked awesome. Like you see your cousin have it, you'd be like, "Oh man, awesome."
Yeah, I think it's like whenever we had like recess, or not even recess, we had like a break time in early middle school, and we'd play either like Yu-Gi-Oh or Game Boy stuff, so Pokemon pretty much. And like you're always the cool kid, however many tumorous things you could attach to your Game Boy. And that was ridiculous.
I
magnifying glass is one of them.
I hated trying to watch people play Game Boy because it was so hard. You had to be like right behind their shoulders. Oh man!
I remember when we were in daycare, one of the older guys had a Game Boy and he had a crystal version and he was playing, and everybody was packed behind him, and we were young and little, so we couldn't see that well. We were on like the back edges of the group of people behind him. It was weird.
That was like the most invested I've been like in a game I never played.
Yeah.
Because I would read Nintendo Power about it. I'm just like, yeah, crystal version. This is the best. I was like looking at all the strategy guides. I had no clue what was going on. But
wait, you didn't play it?
I never played it.
Not Crystal.
I never played Crystal. I don't even.
I have it now.
I don't think I played Gold or maybe just a little, but hardly.
I need to replace the battery.
Those are the ones to play, in my opinion.
I think so too.
They are, because you can go back to the Hoenn region afterwards.
Can't do.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, dude.
Jeez, man. Don't make Pokemon regions.
I'm sorry. I started with the 3rd generation, which is the Hoenn region, so give me a break, alright?
Do you know I played the first ones right when they came out, and I had to play with my dad because I couldn't read. I'm not.
I totally did that. I made my mom read all the dialogue in Paper Mario on my N64. I'm pretty sure I was old enough to read. I just didn't want to. I just wanted to play the game.
I just didn't want to read.
Oh, that's funny. Other games, there was Metroid for the Game Boy. They were just...
My go-to were always Pokemon and Mega Man.
Oh, that's right. Which Mega Mans were available for Game Boy?
I had the Game Boy Advance, so you could play all the old games. So I just played whatever was available. So I never bothered with the newer ones. I didn't think they looked as cool, even though they probably did.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Moving on.
Well, that was Nostalgia Trip.
Okay, so faux shows. I'm talking about Rick and Morty here, which is
Wait, have you guys heard about Rick and Morty?
I think I tried to show it to you one time, and you guys didn't like it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You're gonna have to talk about it. It's an animated Adult Swim show by Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon of Community, and it's awesome. It's kind of like a takeoff of like Doc and Marty. Yeah, like Doc and Marty. So it's like a grandson and his grandpa who's a crazy scientist, and they go on crazy adventures, and gets really funny, gets really like, how would I describe the show? Kind of heavy in some parts.
It's very adult, so I mean it's on Adult Swim. It deals with some more mature content.
But it's hilarious.
It's really funny. I find it.
I just love how Rick's the scientist.
Yeah,
uncle, whatever. I just love how he's like constantly drunk, or just like he's the drunk uncle.
Always drunk, always burping.
The burping is my favorite part. In between his speech, he just burps and has to start part of the sentence over again. And
the burping and the stuttering is like the voice of that show.
This show is basically Back to the Future if Doc Brown was actually insane, but could still do like everything that he wanted.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Matt, I remember you showing this.
Yeah.
I will say that kind of in like it's only 13 episodes long, and already it feels like a show that kind of like understands its own characters more than a lot of shows. Like, God, it just those 13 episodes, they've gotten pretty like deep with every character. It actually gets like I would call it almost it's like Adult Swim, super adult and crude, but almost touching in some episodes. Like, just
they like good. Actually have like good character development and that sort of thing.
Really well for like being like slightly over 10 episodes in. Like season 2's coming in July.
And for being an Adult Swim show.
Yeah, it's like that, and maybe Venture Brothers are probably the best at character development on that channel.
Nice.
Sweet. I enjoy the show.
The 1 or 2 episodes we watched, I thoroughly enjoyed.
Sure.
Nick, you loved it, didn't you?
It was something.
This guy was not.
Adam, were you there when I showed it to you guys?
I was.
And your thoughts?
Let's see. It's 7:56, so you got 4 minutes.
Okay.
We'll ask you in 4 minutes.
All right, we'll ask you in 4 minutes. But yeah, I mean, this faux show kind of trickles into our main topic for today, which is Toons, as in cartoons.
So Alex, how will you tell everybody tell everybody like what your focus is in college and everything?
Okay, so I go to Minneapolis College of Art and Design for illustration, but I started in animation, studied a lot of comics, so I kind of have this like kind of cartoonist degree going on in terms of like my like specialized all the what's the term for class you don't need to take? Electives.
Yeah, electives. Hey. There we go.
But yeah, so I really have a passion for cartoons. Like watching The Simpsons from a really young age was like a big motivation for me. That and like Powerpuff Girls. drove me to draw a lot, and then ultimately drove me to try it again to art school, which I ended up really digging. So, yeah, man, I have a real passion for cartoons, so like felt like a good thing to talk about with all this stuff.
So like a lot of Cartoon Network stuff, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I got a Billy and Mandy you want to talk about?
The Grim Adventures
Yes.
of Billy and Mandy.
My favorite part about that show is that Grim is Jamaican.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
It's like, why? It's amazing.
It's so funny. Oh man, I loved the episode of Billy and Mandy where they came up with like their own Yu-Gi-Oh card game.
Stupido?
Yeah, stupid.
It's such an easy joke. It's great.
That show was my favorite Cartoon Network show. I watched it all the time whenever I went to my grandparents' house, and you looking back on it, it's like, yeah, I could probably feel my brain rotting just watching it, but it was totally worth it 'cause it's hilarious.
That show's charming as heck.
The movie was good
The
too.
movie was great. Yeah.
Which one are you talking about? There are a couple?
Oh, there are more than one.
The first one, the first movie of the Grim Adventures.
Does anyone remember Evil Con Carne? Just the show by the same guy used to air at the same time, back when it was Grim and Evil.
Oh man, no, I don't remember that.
It was like a
I never
bear.
watched it anyways.
It was a bear who had like a... No, dude, it was like a dictator whose brain and stomach were attached to a bear because his body blew up.
Oh
Yeah, I remember that.
That show was awesome.
They always had like crossover stuff into Grim Adventures.
Yeah, that was a... Yeah, Maxwell Adams made both those shows. For a bit, he was just writing pilot after pilot for Cartoon Network.
Well, one of my favorite characters in the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy was Dracula or Blackula.
Yeah.
Who was the vampire hunter in that show?
Oh, God. Oh, Hostelgado.
Yeah, that guy was just hilarious every single time because he was so
God.
stupid, but he was so serious all the time.
The guy who played Hostelgado played Batman in The Batman, and I couldn't
Oh.
help but laugh every time I watched that.
Yeah, that guy, shoot, he was on the Drew Carey show. He does a ton of voice acting stuff. I'm pretty sure, let me look it up here if that's the right guy, but...
I don't know him for much else besides those two, but he has a great voice.
In the meantime, Adam, what's your opinion?
I second Nick.
Okay.
It's 8 o'clock opinion. Come on. You gotta show us an opinion.
I don't know. I remember watching Rick and Morty for 5 minutes with Nick, and I was like, I don't know what this is. Can we watch something else?
You gotta watch the Mr. Meeseeks episode. That sounds stupid, but it's not.
I'll take your word for it, I guess.
What are some other cartoons that we like to watch? Or that we did, as well as do?
Let's move on to Edda and Eddie. I can talk about that for a while.
Oh man, that's a great show too. Another brain rotter.
Oh, that one, it was especially dumb. Oh man.
Oh, it's charming as heck, though.
I didn't really watch it too much. The only thing I remember was that they were always trying to get gobstoppers.
Jawbreakers.
Jawbreakers, yeah.
Alex, have you heard the theory that they were all in purgatory?
Yeah, because there's no adults.
Yeah.
But do you know what happened at the end of that show? Which is almost kind of as depressing as a fan theory. At the end of the show, it turns out they were just like old men looking back on their lives. Like that's literally what the end of the show was.
Oh my gosh. Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I never would think that there was an end. It just kind of seemed like it happened. Stuff happened.
Well, then they did the movie, which actually showed Eddie's brother at the end.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Deep. That's very deep.
I don't remember any of this.
It's a little it was a little unsettling when they show other characters like that because throughout the entire series it was just the kids. Like
Yeah, and then but there's like those girls that were older, or like teenagers or whatever.
Talking about the Kanker sisters?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
These
are very awkward episodes.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, and the purgatory theory, like they were demons. They could tell because their tongues were actually like pink. instead of like
Oh,
the
they had
purple or whatever other color the rest of the people in the show had.
Brilliant.
That's so weird. Who would put that much attention into that? Also, why would the animators or the colorists be like, make sure they have red tones because they're demons?
Freaking Danny Felici, man. Man's a madman.
And like all the different characters are like from different time periods.
Oh, really?
Because there's the one.
Yeah, Rolf is definitely a signifier of that.
Yeah, he's like the biggest reason for that. He's like all old timey and stuff.
Son of a shepherd, Rolf. So I just got like a list of cartoons. So.
Oh, one more thing about Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Yes.
I like the like animation style, like the constantly moving lines and everything.
Squiggle vision.
Yes, squiggle vision stuff.
What that is they just redraw, like they just trace over each frame at least twice. Like they hold. It's animated on twos, so that each frame. Most shows are animated on twos, like 12 frames a second, but running at 24 frames a second.
Right.
And then in Eddy, those two frames are different drawings of the same position, just traced over, and like the human hand's imperfect, so that's what makes that.
Yeah. Oh, that's how they did that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Once you know that, it's like, damn. Animation gets ruined once you take animation classes. Like Beauty and the Beast, and you get a headache because it looks so amazing.
Can't say about that has ever happened to me.
Seriously, I watch it, I'm like, oh my god, what is life? I gotta do my homework. Jeez. Powerpuff Girls. Anyone talk about that?
The only thing I have to say about Powerpuff Girls was when the movie was coming out, like the first movie, like they played the commercial for the trailer or just like ads for the movie probably 3 times a commercial break. So while I have not seen that movie, I despise it. Just for that reason, because why? I was just trying to watch Ed, Edd n Eddy, Grim Adventures, and Codename Kids Next Door, but I'm sure the show or the movie was great.
The thing about the movies, it's a lot it's a lot darker, more action oriented than the show because Craig McCracken was frustrated at the marketing. So when he got the chance to do the movie, he's like, okay, we're gonna make this badass. He just went for it.
That's cool.
So it's pretty cool if you want to see like some crazy Mojo Jojo Powerpuff Girl badass stuff.
I remember watching the episode of the mime that like stole color from everything.
Yeah, and then they have to sing.
Whoa.
It's crazy. Yeah.
There's an episode in the later seasons, and I swear this is brilliant, where Mojo Jojo teaches an English class in Townsville, and everyone starts talking like him. It's the best.
Who's your favorite Powerpuff Girl?
Alright, what were their names?
Bubbles, Blossom, and Buttercup. That's
okay.
Blue, pink, green in that order.
I as many people know, my favorite color is green, so I always like green characters of anything. So Buttercup.
You like the Gangrene Gang?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was also a fan of Buttercup.
She also had like a great personality, being very stuck up and stubborn and angry and stuff.
Dude, tomboy characters are awesome.
My favorite was Bubbles.
She's great. Big Bubbles.
I just found her whimsical and very lighthearted and kind of funny in that sense. Nick?
I couldn't tell you. I guess I liked the green one just because of her personality and that kind of raspy voice. But my favorite color is blue, so put the green one in the blue dress.
Adam?
I just got done eating a cookie, so I don't really know what you guys just talked about.
Buttercup.
Well, that's nice.
Who's your favorite Powerpuff Girl?
What's your favorite cookie?
Oatmeal raisin.
Well, that's what is it? A Buttercup cookie?
Buttercup.
Or or peanut butter blossom.
No, it was a monster cookie.
Or Bubbles.
Was it Powerpuff Girl Blue Bubbles?
I never actually saw the show. I just saw the dumb ads for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
blasphemer. Fred McCracken rolls in his grave that he's not dead yet.
Did the person who animated the Powerpuff Girls do Samurai Jack? Because they do look fairly similar in my opinion.
That was Gendy Tartakovsky who did Dexter, but him and Craig worked on Dexter as well, so they definitely had like art styles that influenced each other.
Okay.
I love the crossover with Dexter's Lab.
And Powderpuff Girls.
Yeah.
That one was so cool. With
yeah.
the volcano monster or whatever.
They had a few.
A couple.
Or like
crossovers.
the Justice Friends were on both shows.
Yes, yeah.
What were their names?
I can't remember.
Oh jeez.
Valhalla. Captain Glory? Maybe?
Oh man.
The
This is
Infraggable
big
Crunk?
indeed.
I don't know. They're awesome. I think it was Valhalla.
I guess we could talk about Dexter's Lab now.
Oh
That's a
yeah.
good transition.
Oh man.
Mm.
The one episode I remember more than anything else.
What's the
Okay,
main dark
Dex. No, not that one.
Oh,
Dexter was trying to learn Spanish.
Yeah.
Wait, French?
French, sorry.
French.
Yeah, French. Yeah. He was trying to learn French, and so what he did was he had this brilliant idea of like putting a record on of
A machine.
the machine and go to sleep, and like it'll just repeat it the whole time when he's sleeping.
It'll just say all the French. It'll teach him all the French.
Oh, I remember.
His
that.
brain knows all the French. Turns out that before, like when he went to bed, he fell asleep, and then the record just kept skipping on the one phrase, "omelette du fromage," which is cheese omelet in French. And so that's all he can say the next morning, and he has this quiz, this pop quiz.
But the only answer was what is
the French? What is cheese omelet in French? And so he got it right. But it like all he kept saying this. He kept getting into these scenarios and situations, and he said that, and he always got out of it, and like it turned out for the best for him. And like girls were talking to him, and he said, "I'm gonna do for much," and they're like, "Oh, that's so." And then like some bullies came up to him, and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing with our girls?" And he's like, "I'm gonna do fromage," and they were like, "I don't know." They were okay with it. They were cool. I also remember the Mandark episode
Yeah,
where
that's great.
it went through his daily routine of him doing everything in his syntax, in his
the
lab.
whole time.
So like when he's eating his cereal, chew, 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 chew.
There's also the golfing episode, where the entire episode was their dad winding up for a swing, and that was it.
Getting set up for a golf shot, and then it like starts to rain, and he's like, well, better luck next time, and then he just leaves, and you're like, what?
It was seriously like 7 minutes of him winding up. Like,
Oh god.
yeah. It was terrible.
Oh, it was so funny.
I just remembered. We go back to Powerpuff Girls for one moment.
Yeah.
Sure.
Does anyone remember the character in their school? There was like a bully named Mitch who had a shirt that said Mitch Rocks.
No, I don't.
I just thought his shirt was really funny.
That is something like you would put into an animation because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Rocks. Oh man.
Talk about Batman. Bring it more
Oh yeah.
to a different area.
Well, where did Batman like air from? Like, was it Cartoon Network, or they couldn't have been?
It wasn't
that?
Cartoon
Was it
Network.
the WB? Did they have?
It was WB.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
It was like Saturday morning cartoon kind of thing.
Yeah. It was what was his name? Bruce Timm. Bruce Timm's Batman.
That was such a good show.
Introduced
That
characters
was
like Harley.
my favorite.
That one, yeah. Was that the
Obvious
first one? Was
reasons.
Harley Quinn?
Harley Quinn was
that
made
one,
for that
was just
show,
like
yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
This is a really good
Yeah,
show.
like this art style.
Yeah.
Oh, no one can see. I'm showing pictures of Bruce Timm Batman.
Oh, it looks amazing. Oh, whoa. That one has Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
That one's cool. They also had like, I like the how all the characters interacted. I remember like there's this one scene where Harley Quinn had Batman upside down, like gonna dip him into the tank or whatever, and like he's just wondering, he was trying to like figure out why she hung out with the Joker and everything, and Batman laughed, and it was really strange.
That's right.
Definitely add a lot more of a lighter side to Batman in that, but keep the character well. I love that show. And Kevin Conroy is the best Batman, hands down. He is the voice of Batman. And then I mean, as great as Heath Ledger is as Joker, it's just Mark Hamill. Nailed that voice.
Who'd have thought Luke Skywalker? He's also in regular show, so.
Is he?
Yeah, he skips.
What? I didn't know
Mark
that.
Hamill skips.
Well, regular show. That's the one with the bird and the other bird.
Wait. I have a Rigby wallet. So I'm gonna show.
So what are their names?
Mordecai and Rigby.
Okay.
Here's Rigby.
Oh. Okay. What is he? He's
like a raccoon.
Okay. I could never tell because I mean the art style is so different
than real life.
Real life.
And
it looks like Zigzagoon.
He does look like a Zigzagoon. Their boss is a talking gumball machine. Does that make sense?
That was one of like the first like super crazy shows to pop up on Cartoon Network. I don't know. I feel like that's why I kind of stopped watching.
The first
Cartoon
like
Network.
crazy one like where I stopped watching was Chowder.
Chowder is the bomb, bro. Okay, don't be hating on Chowder now.
I'm not hating on it. It's just I stopped watching after that. Like once that came out, I just didn't watch cartoons as much.
That was I remember really liking that show, and everyone in high school insulting me for it. But yeah, I like that show. Funny thing about regular shows, once I was watching that, my mom's in the room, and she was just like, this show isn't very regular at all. Look, the moon just turned into a big basketball and a car flew out of it.
That's great.
I think that's a great way to describe that show.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Chowder for a second and just talk about like the art style that they do. They do the solids background. So
yeah, the pattern.
So that
not moving pattern.
each different color has like a different pattern with it too, and so the characters move it, the pattern stays where it is, and then they move over the pattern. And
yeah,
I think that's so interesting and neat as a way of animating.
No, it's super cool. It's like the characters are like masking out the patterns below in like different layers. It's awesome.
Adam, what do you think?
You have no excuses now.
How's it sound? Oh.
It sounds lovely.
Adam, what's a TV show or like a cartoon show that you've watched?
Scooby-Doo.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my gosh.
Classic.
Good stuff.
That was good stuff. I was always scared of the one with the mummy when I was a kid.
Dude, I was super freaked out from the movie, the zombie movie.
That was like the one
Oh my
where
gosh.
they were like, that was like the one that was like promoted as the monsters are real this time, right?
And they were.
Yeah, that was the one in the
It was
bayou.
like actual magic going on. That was scary.
Yeah, it was voodoo.
I was really into I don't remember when it was out, but Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Is that the one? The one that's like kind of old, classic Scooby-Doo?
I don't know what they call the different aged ones, but you like the originals, you're saying.
Yeah, I think it was Where Are You?
I remember there was the movie that I watched so many times where they went to like the old southern mansion.
Oh man,
place.
that freaked me out so much.
With like voodoo and everything.
Yeah,
That
the
was
zombies.
Was that the
We talked about this. We talked about the one in the bayou, and with the voodoo, and then we also talked about the southern like mansion with the
Leave this
place. Yeah. Wasn't that the one with racing, or which one was the one with the cars? Like they had a race.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Do you remember Ghoul School?
What is that?
No.
It was like Scooby and Shaggy are like substitutes at like this this like boarding school with like a bunch of little kid monsters.
What? I've never heard of this. Why have I not heard of this?
It was weird. It was like a classic movie that felt kind of like a spin-off, like other people were writing it or something. That and like they had like a ghostly, like the Boo Brothers or something. That was another one kind of in that style. Cyber Chase? I remember Cyber Chase. Were they going for the
that's like...
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's like PBS, isn't it?
Oh, I was talking about Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase, but you're talking about that math show with Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah. The weird parrot.
Do you remember like the young Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
What was that called?
A pup named Scooby-Doo.
Oh, a pup. Yeah, that was pretty solid. That was good for like little kid version of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that was a charming designs.
I just love how they really played off of all the characteristics of everybody, but it's like made them super obvious.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Velma? She was like super nerd. And then, wait. Daphne was like super rich. Like, the only reason he solved half their crimes is because the butler would always come and give something.
Yeah. I totally forgot her characterization until you said it just now. Then I was like, oh, that's right. There's also a newer one. I think it was a... Oh my god, I don't remember what it was called. But there was kind of a newer Scooby-Doo that came out maybe in 2008. It was pretty funny. Like Fred actually had a personality. Like his whole deal was he was kind of crazy, like obsessed with like making traps. That was basically what made that show funny. Like he would have magazines that said like Traps Weekly.
There are so many other cartoons that we need to talk about.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. Going with like the whole Batman thing, there's also the Justice League. We've talked a little bit about that before, but
yeah, I think that was on a Folk Shows one time.
Yeah, that was so good. And then the movie with that one too was
just
great.
Like the intro movie.
The intro movie, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that one a lot.
Yeah.
Was Martian Manhunter?
Yeah, that was like the introduction of him. Is that movie?
I don't know a lot about the Justice League cartoon, but I do remember it. I remember always thinking Martian Manhunter was cool.
I wish that they would put Martian Manhunter in the new movies, but it doesn't sound like
not anytime soon, anyways.
Cyborg, but
I could see when they start doing like space stuff. Yeah. That's when they introduce him.
Well, I mean, he was the leader of a separate Justice League series, so I mean, if once this whole like slate pans out, maybe they do that. Start a new one with different heroes, kind of the way Marvel was thinking about doing. But, we'll see. If we're going on superheroes, besides Batman, the animated series, which is by far my favorite, just, again, like, some of the best episodes of, like, cartoons I've seen, like, the setup of Harvey Dent in the animated series is just so good. And I think it actually won an Emmy or something like that. But that spawned probably the best Batman movie ever, which was Mask of the Phantasm, which if you haven't seen it, like you have to. It comes straight out of the animated series pretty much.
This was on Honest Trailer's Movie Fights, right? Or the Screen Junkies Movie Fights.
It was.
I think that was one of the topics was like best movie based off of a TV show, and that was one of them.
That makes sense. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, just mixed with the animation style, and they used, like, a full orchestra for it, which just added so much more to the music. But, no, but going on superheroes, I loved the original X-Men.
The one where...
Super awesome. Like, yeah, all
the one where Professor X would always get, like, knocked over.
I loved the Wolverine. Yeah. That's Adam's favorite character.
I love the like compilation.
Adam's a professional now. We can't talk
Professor
like
X just getting like knocked over and like yelling.
Look it up, listeners. Look it.
He did it like honestly like 50 times. Like I don't know what was with that. It's like,
He sounds so whiny.
That's his superpower. His mutant
sounds
ability
so
is
whiny,
like a
it's so
horrible
funny.
balance.
So
That show
They-
introduced me to
there's
Gambit,
honestly
though,
not
which
enough
is my favorite
representation of
character.
Gambit right now.
Yeah, after,
exactly.
you know,
Well, I mean, there's
Channing
about
Tatum,
that.
Mr. Magic
I'm-
Mike Double
this is gonna be
XL.
weird. This is gonna be so weird, but I hope it works.
I hope they don't put as much makeup as they did during Jupiter Ascending.
I don't
because,
think they will.
Yeah, he looks weird.
As long as they
But,
add
yeah,
the red eyes, I'm fine.
Who's
That's-
tapping?
that's me. Probably.
That's all he needs.
Oh.
Oh.
Then we talked a little bit about Samurai Jack. I think we have before too on the podcast. But oh yeah, that one was so good. I actually enjoyed the Ninja Turtles during the cartoon.
Like the Cartoon Network one?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Are we talking about the 2003 one or the one from the 80s?
2003.
Yeah,
I
not
like
the-
that.
Yeah, that's the one I grew up with. But
Well, is that Saturday morning?
Yeah, I remember
All-
seeing it on Fox
Ninja
Kids.
Turtles?
all I remember was. Oh, that one must have been what it was.
Yeah, that's where I
I
saw it.
just
That was a
remember,
good series.
like, they handled being in space really well. Like, they actually had to have masks so they could breathe. It was amazing. Like, no other show does that.
I definitely consider that show underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want more people to talk about that.
Adam, what do you think about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
I don't know. It's a good thing Master Splinter.
Uh,
Not Master
For our
Splinter.
listeners, that's an inside joke. Get that.
Yep. It was a lot of fun. I don't know. They'd always like doing something dumb between the four turtles themselves. I honestly don't even remember their names. I know their colors. But it was just a fun show. Like there wasn't anything too like that's really sad. But it's like they always won the day, and I don't know. It just put me in a good mood after I got done watching it.
Thanks, Louis.
There was going to Disney Channel. There was Kim Possible.
Yeah.
that was solid.
I think like the theme song for that one was like one of the best theme songs.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hold on. Call me, reach me if you want to beat me. That's not right. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Anyway. I was just watching that show just like recently. It was so good.
It took me so long to realize that Ron's stoppable. Like his last name was Stoppable. I just didn't realize it. I thought it just sounded so good. Like it flowed so well. I didn't realize that his last name was meant to say that he was lame.
Stoppable. Well, it's supposed to be like I think it's like Kim Possible, Impossible, Ron Stoppable, Unstoppable. I think.
Huh.
But like I remember there was this one like commercial for Kim Possible, like Kim Possible, Ron Stoppable, and like I figured it out in that moment. Like, oh, that's how it goes.
Gosh.
You're like, oh, I get it. Oh, his name's Dill Pickles.
Dude, naked mole rat though.
Yeah.
You know, Nancy Cartwright, who played Bart, plays that naked mole rat.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. Huh.
The more you know.
that's a Canute effect.
Adam, what do you think about Kim Possible?
I never saw it.
Bro.
Man, you're like a whole like year older, man.
You
You're so
represent
old.
like half of our listeners.
I
Literally.
Hey. I watched like Arthur and all of the Little Mermaids, so that was my child.
Are you talking Arthur like the
That
aardvark?
was my after-school show until I found out about The Simpsons.
Yeah, Simpsons. Simpsons and Arthur, man.
Alright, so here's a great story about Arthur. So, like, our family got lice one time, and so when we were, like, getting mayonnaise in our hair, which was terrific, it was the best thing ever.
That's how you
I'm
get
glad
rid
you
of,
liked it.
That's how you get rid of lice,
Yeah,
folks.
but, when we sat down with mayonnaise in our hair. We watched the Arthur episode where they have lice. And it was the first and like only time I've seen that episode.
It's very ironic.
There's an episode where he gets a cut, and it always scared me
Oh
because I was
yeah.
young. I was like, blood on Arthur? No.
He went into like the
dump or something, right?
yeah, he went to the dump and like was trying to get some, I don't know, some item down there, and then on the way up he cut his shin or something on a tin can or.
Wasn't that the bottle cap episode?
Maybe.
Where, like everybody had the bottle caps that they kind of clicked.
I don't think it was that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
There's an episode with green potato chips, some people thinking they're getting poisoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's one where DW won't eat spinach, and then she finds out she likes it.
There was that one about like the kissing stone in Ireland or something, and you had to like hold somebody by the ankles to like kiss it, and then I always got freaked out because I thought that I would fall from there, even though I wasn't in the show. I was a little kid.
You're so stupid.
Muffy always made me mad. She thought she knew everything. But
Yeah. Oh man. she
Binky was the
frustrated me.
bully. Buster, he's kind of stupid.
Buster was kind of a dumb.
He's like dumb bunny. And just
What Buster?
The brain.
Mr.
Ratburn? Is that
Mr.
him?
Ratburn.
Mhm.
He's cool.
I like how Arthur's nose had like slowly, like look at the books, like the original books. He actually looked like an aardvark with a long nose, but like slowly through time, his nose got shorter and shorter until it became like the TV version, just a round
Voldemort.
shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Voldemort. Yeah, he totally.
It's kind of weird. He doesn't look like an aardvark at all anymore.
I almost want to say that the first book was called Arthur's Nose, and it was about him being insecure about how big his nose was. If I'm wrong, I look like a fool, but I almost think that's
I
true.
almost feel like that's what it is. And so there you go, kids. Just plastic surgery solves everything.
Hmm.
You can look just like Voldemort.
Let's not forget about who I thought was the king of cartoons was Nickelodeon. And I mean, the best ones in my opinion. Well, I mean, in that era that I watched it was just awesome because it was like SpongeBob, obviously, and then
That one,
Rocko's Modern Life. Doug, watched a lot of Doug.
Ren and Stimpy?
Ren and Stimpy. Was that Nickelodeon?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
No, I thought that was Cartoon Network.
No, it wasn't Cartoon Network.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay, I never actually watched it. Cat Dog was Nick, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Cat Dog, and then like the Rugrats and stuff. But that's way back.
They had real good shows
They
on
did.
there. Remember Two Angry Beavers?
Oh, I love that show. Yeah, Angry Beavers was on Netflix. Me and my sisters watched the whole series.
Oh
Like,
god, I gotta check that out again.
it might still be there, but man, great show.
All Real Monsters?
I don't remember watching that one. I know what you're talking about though, but
Yeah, all these Nick shows I need to just catch up on.
they're great.
And there was the forgot about like the Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon cartoons as well on Cartoon
Hey,
Network.
those are animes.
True, but I mean, watch those as a kid.
They almost transcend beyond, like you don't think of them as anime when you're young, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
now it's kind of different.
They just look like a different style of cartoon.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh is so inaccurate to the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh. The first season, anyways.
That show was really funny, man. Like we were watching that again recently. We didn't get too far, but every episode is hilarious. The characters are so intense.
They're so into it.
I think there's
Well, I love when something happens and then it goes to like the background like zooming past them and then they go, oh no!
Oh no! Yugi, my red eyes!
the kid Bugsy, or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah.
He threw
Weevil.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Bugsy was from Pokemon 2. Weevil threw so many cards off the boat.
Can I see those for a second, Yugi?
Yugi's like, yeah,
like,
sure.
Yugi, may I see those for a second?
Oh, what a jerk.
Oh, okay. One thing I want to talk about, because this show has a large fandom behind it, but also a large like anti-fandom behind it, and this would be My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. The brony
I
movement.
just don't understand.
Oh, this is something I could talk about.
Yeah, alright, just alright.
There are
Alex,
people who like marry dolls of this show.
Okay,
those
what
people
is-
are weird, but
they're weird. Here's the thing about Final Point fandom right now, is it's like being at a party where everyone is spitting at you, but you feel like you should stay anyway because your friends are there.
What a way to put it.
That's about accurate because I totally agree. It's difficult to like that show right now, but I did like it for a genuine and non-weird purposes. It was just I mean I'm talking here. I just love cartoons, and it was another show to watch. But now it's not even really worth acting like I like it anymore because of the bad stigma that people have given it. Because I agree, it's weird.
But yeah, there's a reason for it being so popular in the first place, and
Lauren-
since you actually watched it and were,
Yes.
like you were a brony,
Yeah.
like what drew you to the show?
Well, it was created. Well, the art style and the writing. I mean, like that's kind of everything when it comes to a show. Like Lauren Faust, who worked on Powerpuff Girls and others, like kind of was given the rights to My Little Pony to make her own show out of it, and she did a good job considering it was basically a show to sell toys again. You know, like Heather was basically commissioning her to make a commercial, and she made a show that actually had characterization, was funny, had a good art style, like it was just charming and like positive. You know what I mean?
But why did so many guys like it? Like
I don't know.
that's so.
I mean, like, I'm a guy who just likes cartoons, so
Mhm.
like, for me, it's kind of obvious why I would just like it. But in some cases, I don't know. I think that part of what happens is people like it because people like it. Like, people want to be part of a community. They see something, and that's ultimately what kind of poisons the community. If you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. People just liking it because it's popular.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a weird situation with that show. It honestly is.
Adam, what are your thoughts? My Little Pony.
I never saw it, but it looked like it was made for 3-year-old babies. No offense. No, I'm just kidding. So I did never see it, but it just was like I feel like I was already 15 or something by the time it really came out. Maybe that's not true, but I don't know. I just seemed like
You were probably older because I was chilling around high school when I was getting into that show.
Yeah. I mean, when did it come out? Do you guys know?
Like 2012. Like no, not 2012. That's when I graduated. That was like maybe 2009.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was a sophomore in high school, so I don't know. I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't really ever much like of a TV show person, so if it wasn't like super cool to me, I didn't really put much effort into it. So, but
I hear that.
it's cool that you have an appreciation for actually like the art style and stuff, because I don't really notice that. I'm like, oh, that was fun, but I don't notice like, oh, like that was well done. I'm like, oh, I think my burger's well done, but.
No, I dig it, man.
It started in 2010.
Okay, yeah, about right.
Adam, you're not a fan of cartoons in general, though. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, now that I'm 22, I don't know. I don't really watch them much anymore, but.
So I've been trying to get you to watch Avatar, and you won't.
I like the movie.
Not the blue people. Not Blue Pocahontas.
For a second, I thought you were actually talking about the last Airbender movie, and I was like, wow.
They made a movie?
Yeah, Matt refuses to watch that one.
I'm not gonna watch that.
Oh,
Ever.
I had to sit through
M.
the
Night Shyamalan.
frickin' Wicker Man. You can sit through
Hey,
The
Wicker Man
Last
is an
Airbender.
enjoyable
I can
movie.
enjoy
the
the
Christopher
Wicker Man.
Lee one, maybe, but no.
No, Nicolas Cage is a national treasure.
Dare he say it?
Oh, I want to go back to my little point because you were
Yes.
you were watching like when they found out that there was a big following and like all these teenage to grown men were watching it, and like they had come up with like these little things that wasn't necessarily in the show,
Mhm.
but that the creators added into the show.
Yeah, those are cool.
Like what?
What are you talking about?
There's
please
okay.
Explain.
There's a okay. So season 1 comes out, and like nerds are getting into the show for whatever reason, and they're getting nitpicky about it. Like background characters are interesting, are being like picked and like kind of like given like qualities that aren't necessarily present in the show, and then later the people who make the show would add those in. Things like there's a Doctor Who's character now because a random character looked like Doctor Who. There was a character who had an animation error, so her eyes were looking in different directions, and people dubbed her Derpy Hooves. That's her real name now. There's a DJ pony that the fans named Vinyl Scratch. Now her name also is friends with a pony who plays a cello named Octavia. That was also a fan thing. There's a sea serpent. Oh, this one I think is really funny. There's a sea serpent in the first episode who, due to a closed captioning error, it said Stephen Magnet under him for whatever reason, and so people named the character Stephen Magnet. Now that sea serpent is named Stephen Magnet, you can buy an action figure of him and it says Stephen Magnet on it. Stuff like that. Like they for some reason, in some cases I think they paid too much attention, because I think when you give the fans that much power, it almost kind of takes the fun out of being really nerdy and weird about a show, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes the idea that like we dubbed this character Stephen Magnet, like that's kind of the fun of it, is that it's silly and stupid. So yeah, I don't know. Some of it I thought was pretty cool. I remember I was pretty stoked when Derpy Hooves became a thing.
I just like when they do that to any character.
Yeah.
What, name them?
No,
Derpy Hooves?
make the eyes go in different directions.
That's really funny because it was an animation error the first time that was happening.
Well, I think that's about a wrap for our episode today. We've been talking.
We got through a lot. That was fun.
Yeah, if you guys have cartoons that you think that we forgot, I know that we were we're all from northern Minnesota. Well, not Adam, but you're from central Minnesota. So, we have a pretty narrow view maybe of what are good cartoons.
Yeah, what shows are available to us.
Yeah, so if you have other ones that you enjoy, please comment below. Share this with your friends if you have other ones too.
You have other friends.
You have other friends.
If you have friends, you should give this to them, because if you don't, then that sucks. But
it's cool. It's whatever. It's whatever you want, really.
All right.
Can I plug?
Yeah, dude, plug away, man.
Plug away.
Okay. So first thing I want to plug. I'll only plug one thing really. You could check out my art on my my art blog is Alex Knutson, Knutson, alexknutsonart.tumblr.com, and my Twitter is K_nutty69, I think. At that. Yeah, that's it. K_nutty69.
We'll have those
Twitter.
in the description.
Sweet. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
yay!
I really want to plug my electrical outlet over here. So.
Thanks.
Right.
That's good.
Yep.
That's a nice plug.
I'm going to plug my bathtub.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to plug for our channel, actually. While we aren't doing a whole lot over the summer, just because of the distance, we are taking this time to do a lot of maintenance for our page. So you can look forward to more and more different changes to our blog page, different changes to our Facebook and YouTube page, and you can expect a lot more to come. So please share our videos, kind of get us a good foothold where we can actually start and spread around a lot more. So look forward to that, because I know we all are. But please support the show.
Yeah, guys, if you don't share it, nobody else is going to see it. It's all on you.
Yeah, you can't. They won't be able to see our podcast.
That's right.
Come on, guys, we gotta beat Comedy Bang Bang somehow.
Oh, man. Baby steps.
But I am the Holocron Keeper.
I'm the Smash Hero.
I'm the ring bearer.
Adam.
I am here.
No, you're not.
And this is Alex.
Yeah, my aliases are Ron Gardevoir, Blue Blossom, Ho Omido Jr. III, and Canooty.
Awesome.
And this has been episode 10. We'll see you later, guys.
Peace.
Bye-bye.